If you're like most Americans, the chances are the first thing that you do whenever you wake up in the morning is reach for your cup of coffee, and you don't think about anything else before because you know that you need that energy fix to last you throughout the day so that you can complete your day effectively. And perhaps this has caused you some grief with your family members, or maybe just friends or people that you know in general. Perhaps they say things that like coffee is just as addictive and harmful as any tobacco product like cigarettes or drugs or even alcohol. But is this worth it? Should you keep consuming coffee if you think that it is that bad for you? Well, I'm going to tell you about some ways that you can use coffee in your life so that you don't think that it is so harmful to yourself or the people around you, because you should be educated about the ways that coffee can actually be beneficial to you in your life before you rule it out completely. So first off, we'll talk about the health benefits that come along with actually consuming coffee inside, as you would if you are a regular drinker of coffee. So according to WebMD.com, there are studies that prove that there are many reduced risks of illnesses that coffee attributes to, such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even small illnesses like a headache. They say there's a 7% drop in the odds of having type 2 diabetes for every cup of coffee you consume daily. And this continues if you have 2 cups of coffee, that would be 14%, and so on. And this is because coffee has different ingredients like minerals, like magnesium and chromium, that help the body use insulin and keep it filtered and nicely, just keep it working as it should. And also, according to WebMD.com, a lowered risk of type 2 diabetes means a lower risk of developing heart disease. And this is reduced by 20%. And that is just crazy. It is a great odds. So if you're consuming coffee, it does have its benefits. And plus you get an extra energy boost. Now, if you're not still into using coffee on the inside of your body, like consuming it, there are many ways that you can use it externally also to keep yourself healthy. Some cosmetic uses are given to us by the caffeineinformer.com. They tell us of different studies and research that they have done in order to see if caffeine can possibly reverse the cycle of hair loss developing, because DHT is the hormone that's responsible for hair loss. And they did a study where they exposed follicles to caffeine, and within 8 days those follicles showed major growth in the hair. So perhaps in the future we could use this to prevent hair loss. Also, according to home.howstuffworks.com, you can add an additional shine to your hair by using coffee grounds in the shower. So after you take a regular shower and wash your hair, you can rub coffee grounds into the bottom of your hair or throughout the entire thing, and just rub them in really nice and rinse them out. But be sure you don't clog your drain. It adds a natural shine, and if you have any signs of grays, it will naturally conceal that color by the color of the coffee. And another cosmetic use would also be to make a mask out of the coffee grounds and add cocoa in with that and rub it onto your face like a light exfoliator. Leave it on for a little bit and just rinse it off with some cool water. And this, also according to home.howstuffworks.com, reduces puffiness and it naturally brightens your skin. Now, if you're still not into using coffee for any part of your body, internal or external, you can also use it for around the house. According to the earthymama.com, you can try it as a natural replacement for furniture dye, which can be very expensive. You can soak coffee grounds into some water and use an old rag or a cotton swab and dab it onto any furniture that you have, like wood furniture that has a nick in it or a scratch, and it conceals that very simply and very quickly. Or if you have a new piece of furniture that you would like to dye completely, you can use it as an organic stain to do the entire piece of furniture. And this will also save time and money because, as you know, furniture dye can be very expensive. It ranges from anywhere from $30 to anywhere in the hundreds. So to use a recycled product that you already have in your house, such as coffee grounds, this can save you a lot of money. Or you can also use it as a natural deodorizer for any area of your house that has a smell that you are not fond of. All you have to do is place the coffee grounds into a jar, such as a mason jar, any container that you have, and place it in the area that you have odor. Perhaps it's a litter box, or if your fridge smells a little funny, you just stick it in the back or in the area of the smell, and it will naturally deodorize and conceal that odor. Or if you still don't believe me, you can also use it for other ways, like outdoor areas. You can use coffee grounds in your plants and any gardening that you have, and it naturally adds enrichment to the soil with nitrogen and all of the minerals that we mentioned earlier, and it increases the productivity of growing your plants because it adds these minerals and things to your plants that help it grow. So before listening to your friends or becoming overwhelmed and thinking that you are doing something awful by consuming coffee, or you're having it in your house and thinking that it's too expensive to consume, or it's just not what you want, then you need to consider that all of the possibilities of the ways that you could use coffee to benefit your life, because it might be an alternative that could help you in the long run.